Departing South Station, Boston. Upon leaving the platform, we'll be threading the interlocking of Tower 1. We're threading the enormous switches at Tower 1 interlocking as we make our way turning west towards Back Bay. The Amtrak equipment backing in is for train 67, en route from Boston to Newport News, Virginia. He departs at 6:45 p.m. The far trackage leads down to Southampton Yard. It's also used by MBTA trains for the old colony lines and to Reedville. The interlocking here is called Cove. Arriving Back Bay Station, Boston. A lot of people will get on here. That's train 864 from Wickford Junction, Rhode Island to South Station.
Cafe card accepts cash, credit, debit, tap cards, including Apple Pay, Google Pay. Cash and credit is the same price.
Departing Back Bay Station, we'll round a left-hand curve, and once we straighten out, the engineer will accelerate the train, and you can definitely feel that acceleration as we pick up speed to triple-digit speeds. And you can hear that ventilator fan which sucks diesel fumes out of this tunnel. Years ago when they first built this tunnel and the initial fans they put in, they were running so loudly they were literally shaking the buildings down on the street level on top. And we are rapidly picking up speed as we pass the MBTA Ruggles station by Northeastern University. And we just thumped over Plains interlocking as we approached the Forest Hill station. Out of sight on the right, that's where the Needham Heights branch diverges. And on the opposite side of Forest Hills, we go through Forest interlocking. That was Forest interlocking, and we shortly come out of the trench that was built as part of the Southwest Corridor project completed in 1987. We are speeding down track 1, and you'll notice the famous Boston triple-decker houses. Station is Hyde Park. And that's train 966 from Stoughton to Boston. This is Reed interlocking as we approach Reedville Station. This is where the Foxborough Forge Park line diverges. Then you'll pass Reedville Station here, and above where that train is the Fairmount line, a train that's going to originate there to head into Boston. And right past here is the interlocking called Transfer. You can see the Reedville Yard there for CSX. They dispatched some locals out of there. And we're slowing for our next stop at good old Route 128 station. Departing Route 128 will accelerate rapidly again and will soon be up to triple-digit speeds. Shortly, we'll be thumping through Junction interlocking, then you'll see the beginning of the Stoughton branch with the Canton Junction station in the background. That interlocking was reconfigured to have the junction with the Northeast Corridor east of the station instead of west of the station. In order to do that configuring, they had to move the depot further to the east. That must have been a heck of a job moving that depot building to the east like that. And we're flying over the mid-1830s built Canton Viaduct.
Cafe cars open and serving. Cafe car accepts cash, credit, debit, tap cards, including Apple Pay and Google Pay. Cash and credit is Cafe cars.
And that is Amtrak 174 en route from Newport News, Virginia to Boston.
Thank you very much. Have a good one.
And that is Sharon Station. Ah, Jesus, look, we're slowing down. Turned out that MBTA train 867 from Boston to Wickford Junction was running late, about 10 minutes late or so. And I was looking forward to that 150 mile an hour running that we start at Mansfield, but we were stuck behind him, and we really couldn't pick up speed until he got out of the way at Attleboro and put him in on track number 3 to make his station stop there. Yeah, this is Mansfield. We should be flying through here, but we're stuck behind that 867. They'll put him out of the way at Holden Interlocking just east of the Attleboro station, and then we'll try to do 150 before the zone ends just past Attleboro. With the MBTA trains that they run on this line and all the Amtrak trains they run on this line, it's an argument for triple tracking. All right, train 867 is out of our way. Picking up speed again. We'll see how fast we can go before the zone ends at milepost 195. And we're passing through Holden Interlocking. This starts tracks 3 and 4. There's the old Attleboro Tower. The interlocking here is Borough. The track going off to the east is the Middleborough Secondary. That was once used by New Haven Railroad Cape Cod-bound trains. As we passed the Attleboro Station and 867 sitting on track 3. And that was MBTA train 870 en route from Providence to Boston with a nice, beautiful F40 PH-3C in the back. He's about to make his Attleboro stop on track 4. And right around here we passed over Thatcher Interlocking where track 3 ends. That open area on the far end is an old MBTA storage yard. They used that when they terminated trains at Attleboro and South Attleboro when Rhode Island didn't fund the service. This area is also known as East Junction, where a branch to East Providence diverges off to the left. And the interlocking here is Hebronville, where track 4 ends. South Attleboro Station, the last station in Massachusetts. And here we leave the state of Massachusetts, or the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, if you want to be correct about it, and enter the state of Rhode Island. We also leave MBTA-owned trackage and go on to Amtrak-owned trackage, which will take us to New Haven. And here we cross over what maps say is the Seekonk River, but upstream it becomes the Blackstone River. And also here's where we end our triple-digit speed running. It's roughly 60, 70 mile an hour running into Providence Station. 30 miles an hour just before you get there. And right here we pass under the derelict 1916 built Central Falls, Pawtucket, Rhode Island station. It's being considered for demolition. It's a terrible eyesore. Makes me sick just looking at it. And shortly we'll be passing the new Pawtucket Central Falls station of the MBTA, which was opened in December of 2023. Yeah, look at that. Quite a contrast from that thing back there. And this is lawn interlocking right here.
Attention passengers. Next station stop coming up shortly will be Providence, Rhode Island. If Providence is your stop, please take this time and gather all personal belongings. Make your way to the nearest exit. Please watch your step out exit and Providence coming up.
And here is the MBTA Providence facility. All your Providence and Wickford Junction terminating trains are stored here overnight. And the interlocking here is called ORMS, O-R-M-S, as we approach Providence Station. And we arrive Providence, Rhode Island, the state capital. The State House is to the right of us here as we arrive Providence MBTA/Amtrak station, the end of our journey on this video. It's one of my favorite stretches of the corridor because of its high speed, but we couldn't quite make it because of that delayed MBTA train.